Hello, happy February. It's pretty wild that we're like halfway through February already. Thank you for being patient as I get out my January newsletter. Um, there has been so much that has been going on, and feel like I just haven't had a lot of time to be able to sit down and record a video or write out a newsletter. So thanks for being patient. I wanted to share a few stories with you guys that has been happening here in Eugene. And the first one being just what God is doing here, not only in Eugene, but also across our network. And we announced a few weeks ago that we are planting 5 new churches this year. So we are planting in Spokane, Washington, Seattle, Washington, in Corvallis, Oregon, in Salt Lake City, Utah, and in Reno, Nevada. So these have all been places that we've been really praying about and feel like God has been moving and making way for us to be there. And we are planning this year to plant 5 new churches there. So if you could please be praying for that, be praying for the site pastor in training and his wives, and that they would have teams that gather around them to be able to plant and move. We are really excited to just see what God's going to do. Really, really pumped about that. So another story that I wanted to share that some of you might have seen, but just wanted to share a story about generosity and the gospel, and something that I got to experience just this last week. And kind of some backstory is, over the last year and a half, almost 2 years now since I've been on staff, I haven't had a car since there was just a change in job and a change in income after I graduated college. And coming into this job, serving on staff with Resonate, I decided not to have a car anymore, and was really difficult for a while. And I felt like it was a really good move financially, and I still believe it was, but was really hard. And so the last about the last month, have just really been praying towards God opening up an opportunity to get a car, opening up an opportunity financially, but also just like logistically, and providing a car that I really desired. And in the last week, I was actually gifted and surprised with a car. And so a ton of my friends, a lot of you who are actually on this newsletter, came together and all pitched in to purchase this vehicle and surprise me with it and bless it to me. And I think that it's been so crazy to experience generosity in this way, because there are no strings attached. And I think that not only is it impacting me, I think this story, it doesn't end with me. I know that as I receive this car, it'll serve to bless other people, and just to understand more of the story of the gospel. Like, that is what the story of the gospel is that we have freely been given the gift of grace, and we didn't deserve it. We didn't deserve it at all, and yet God sent us Jesus, and and provided this free gift in Jesus for us. And so it has been overwhelming this last week to experience this gift of a car. And I've been in awe and speechless and just worshipful of who God is, and that He is a Father that provides good gifts. So I want to share that story with you all. And just as my supporters, you guys also play a part in this. I know that you pray for me and pray for ministry down here, and also pray for the people that I'm in contact with. And those were the people that gave. And I know that the Lord worked through you as well. Even if you didn't know specifically, I was praying about a car. So thank you for being a part of that. It's been really incredible. And even just this last week, there were a few girls in my village, and we got to go out to the lake and just drive around and have really sweet conversations. So I already see it serving such a huge purpose, and I've really loved it. So a few prayer requests that I have for this newsletter is 2 prayer requests around finances. If you are a financial giver and on my support team, I would love if you would consider and pray about increasing your gift. I'm just about to enter 2 years onto staff and am praying about just the Lord continuing to provide and would love to ask if you would pray about increasing your gift. And if you are somebody who is on this newsletter and you're not giving, I would like to ask that you would pray about joining my support team and for you all to know that any amount is incredibly generous and any amount is a blessing to me. So please don't feel like you have to pray about it being a large amount or anything like that. But I would love to ask that you would pray about that to serve not just me, but also our entire church here in Eugene and in Resonate Church and just God's church. So the other prayer request that I have is I'm going to actually be traveling to Washington for the next 2 weeks and just ask for safety in traveling and in health of myself and the people that I'll be meeting with and doing that safely. So please pray for that. And then lastly, just wanted to say some names of some people in my village to pray for. Please pray for Dakota. He's my co-leader and is really incredible, and just ask that you would pray for him. And some people a part of our village are Bella and Natalie and Carly and Jen and Henry, and ask that you would pray for them, as well as Nate, Nate and Donovan. There's just a few other names, and Sabrina. Some other names that have just come to my mind of people who've been orbiting around our village. So please pray for them and that they would know the love of Jesus. And yeah, so I'm so thankful for you to be a part of my newsletter. Thankful to share stories like this with you all. And if there's anybody else that you feel like would love to hear the story, you're always welcome to pass on my newsletter. So very thankful for you, and just know that I'm always thinking of you and praying for you as well. And hope that you guys have a really lovely rest of the month of February. And I look forward to sending out another newsletter in March. So love you guys. Bye.